Garrick Mach, you remain ever as resplendent as the day I left you.
The place cannot be so dear to your heart that it requires inferior poetry for an introduction.
Inferior? I will have you know that line comes from one of my favorite operas. However, I concede I may have gotten carried away, what with my head still swimming from battle.
Hey, I know exactly what you mean. Something about Garrick Mach is just special. And our victory here is gonna have a huge impact on the war, right?
Yes, this should be enough to lure some of the more indecisive nobles into our camp.
I only wish I could vanquish the guilt I feel for turning on the church like this.
Still, it was my decision to fight by 80's side, and I stand by it to the end.
I see. In that case, proceed as planned. Deploy the pursuit units immediately.
At once, Your Majesty.
So, Rhea and the others escaped with the help of a great white beast, did they?
Almost as if the Immaculate One that saved St. Seros has returned from the mists of legend. Although, it's a bit unnerving the way it sprung out of nowhere.
I knew we shouldn't have messed with Lady Rhea. She can be so scary. I'm just going to go back to my room and stay there until forever, okay? Okay.
Do as you like, Bernadetta, but realize your father will be arriving in Garrick Mach soon. This is the seat of the Church of Seros, and as bishop, his place is here.
Really? In that case, I think I'll just forget about the monastery and go with you.
Good. Just be aware we may be marching for the kingdom next.
The kingdom? Ugh, I possess no love for the cold, but I will try to grin as I am bearing it. Point at the path to your foes, and I will be hunting them to their final breath.
Don't get ahead of yourself, Petra. Whether we capture or kill will depend on the foe. Now then, enough wasting time. We need to find Rhea, and we need her alive.
Interesting. So here, Edelgard is like, oh, let's not be
Never would have imagined we'd be fighting a war.
Hold on a second here, let's not be too hasty. Whether we capture or kill will depend on our foe. Whereas in Three Houses, I'm fairly certain she was just like, yeah, anyone who stands in my way, they all just die. So yeah, it does seem like Edelgard is a bit more compassionate here.
You say fighting, but I think you mean instigating. Let's be fully clear about our role in all of this. Still, this is a positive turn of events for you, yes?
How do you mean?
When a war breaks out, every mercenary in the land starts crawling out of the woodwork. And those associates you happen to be working with should be tough enough to take on you-know-who.
Sure.
Geralt's mercenaries. Yeah, good point.
And then you can give them their just desserts or die trying.
Could have done without that last part. Thanks.
Relax, relax. You know I'm on your side. Our destinies are forever intertwined.
Listen up, boy. You're not going to believe this.
Judith, do you think you could ease up on the whole boy thing? I'm your fearless leader now, remember? But sure, tell me what happened.
You might want to take a seat for this. Garrick Mach Monastery has fallen. Not even the great knights of Seros could stop the invaders' overwhelming numbers.
Wait, what? That's not possible. They should still be days away from the monastery. How did they manage to deliver an army of that size to the gates of Garrick Mach so quickly? Unless... this can't be happening. Did Count Gloucester turn? And Acheron too?
I'm afraid both houses fly Imperial colors now. House Phlegethon yielded the north side of the Great Bridge of Myrden, and Gloucester waved them right on through.
Those filthy liars! When I warned them the Empire was raising an army, they couldn't stop puffing their chests and crowing about how they'd hold the border. But it looks like the Empire had already gotten to them. This is all my fault for not keeping my ear to the ground.
I'm afraid that wouldn't have helped, fearless leader. All the dirty dealings were handled via letter.
But now I've lost the initiative. And against Edelgard, no less. She can come at the Alliance with gloves off now. This is a real problem. What is it?
Sir, we have an unexpected guest. It's, Lord Holst of House Goneril.
Holst? What's the strongest man in Leicester doing at my door? Besides thinking about battering it down, I mean.
You can ask him yourself, sir. He is present.
Apologies for dropping by without warning, my lord. I just happened to be near Deirdre when word reached me about Garrick Mach.
I didn't realize you were in our neck of the woods, Holst, but please, come make yourself at home. As fate would have it, I was just pulling my hair out over the exact same problem. Can you believe that Count Gloucester? He turned on us like it was nothing. If I don't handle this situation with the Empire delicately, it will fracture the Alliance. If you have any sage advice, now would be a great time for it. Or muscle. I'll take muscle if that's what I can get.
I came here to help however I can. We must work together to keep Leicester safe, and more importantly, free.
Now, that's a character that we heard a lot about in Three Houses, but never actually saw.
I did not expect it would last long. Is Lady Rhea safe?
So Dimitri hasn't snapped, I don't think.
She escaped and is on her way here with a small force.
The stubble looks good on his portrait in the bottom left, but on his actual 3D model, it's kind of weird. It's like he ordered a silver freaking Iron Man cosplay, but he only got like the chin piece and he just super glued it on. That's what his model looks like.
I see.
This won't be like granting asylum to your standard refugee. If we take the Archbishop in, it will be tantamount to declaring war on the very Empire. Is that a risk you're willing to accept, Your Majesty?
It is. We have already thoroughly discussed the matter with the Kingdom's lords.
Oops, that's not the A button.
Even if I refrain from deciding publicly one way or the other, the Empire will still insist that we hand Lady Rhea over.
Also, it seems like the frame rate during these cutscenes isn't the best. Maybe that's the reason why there is like the really crappy PNGs that didn't even line up in Three Houses, is because maybe they worried about like frame rate issues. But I'll honestly take like the slight frame rate issues and the actual full dedicated 3D model backgrounds over the absolute garbage backgrounds that Three Houses had that were like so insanely distracting with how bad they were, you know.
The Kingdom's people and government are too frail to stand without the Holy Church's support. I agree with her ultimate goal, but such a situation calls for gradual reform over time. The Emperor's desire to tear it up rapidly will not do.
Then it is a good thing we've prepared for such contingencies. I will start by sending a party to ALL to welcome our new guests.
Thank you. I would go myself if I could, but I'm needed here to prepare for the war. For now, send messengers to Counts Galatea and Karen, imploring them to muster troops for our defense. Oh, and send for House Fraldarius as well. Let's make sure our new Duke earns his title.
Grave news, Your Majesty.
What is it now?
Count Rowe has declared fealty to the Empire and is marshaling his troops as we speak. Also, one of his bannermen, Lord Lonato, is moving to hunt down and slay the Archbishop.
We have long held our suspicions about House Rowe, but I never expected their actions to plunge us into war.
I'm also just now noticing how it lists his name as Gustav rather than Gilbert.
And after all the discussions we've had to prevent exactly this, he must believe his reason is just.
Very well then. Our plans have changed. I will go and meet with Lady Rhea personally, and House Fraldarius will serve as my guard. Inform Galatea and Karen. They are to gather their troops in Erebus and Geraint lands.
Lord Lonato was once a faithful servant to the crown. Will you now see him executed?
I have no mercy for traitors, no matter their pasts. On the contrary, I have an obligation to protect the kingdom from his kind. We've struggled long to attain this peace. I will not permit the Empire to crush it beneath their foot now.
Alright, yeah, let's go ahead and overwrite this save data, is what we'd do then. Okay.
Scarlet blaze.
Oh, is this gonna be like that one chapter, except it was, you know, before the time skip in Three Houses, where we go do stuff with Lonato?
The Empire captures Garrick Mach, and when the lords of Fargus and Leicester declare their allegiances to the Central Church, they incur Edelgard's ire. She sends one army to the Alliance under the command of her war minister, Count Burgleys, and leads a second herself to the kingdom's Castle Gaspar, the bastion of Northern Row.
Lady Edelgard, we have received an urgent message from Count Rowe. Apparently, he has taken up arms against the kingdom.
What is he thinking? He was supposed to join his troops with ours so we could use our combined strength to strong-arm more of their neighbors into declaring fealty for us. What use is a plan if the man won't follow it?
It also seems that Lord Lonato, one of Rowe's castled bannermen, has gone so far as to mount a one-man crusade against the Archbishop. He has long held deep enmity for Lady Rhea, and likely leapt into action at news of Garreg Mach's fall. I should have suspected he would lack self-control when it came to his vengeance. Naturally, the kingdom mobilized troops in response, and now move to strike Lonato down as we speak.
So, where does this put us? Can we get reinforcements to him in time?
You want to save the man, Your Majesty? If I may, we would march all that way for what, exactly?
Imagine the consequences of leaving him to die. We need our vassals to believe the Empire will always come to their aid. Always.
Of course, Your Majesty. I will make the arrangements straight away. The region northeast of Castle Gaspar is shrouded in deep fog this time of year. That likely accounts for why they are currently only engaging in minor skirmishes. Which means we still have time to intervene.
Good. Now make our plans known to the others. I'm counting on you, Hubert.
At once, Your Majesty.
All of this makes me even more concerned about the situation in Leicester. Nothing has impeded Minister Burgleys' march east, has it?
It has not. In fact, Count Gloucester has given him leave to garrison our troops there. I hear he has begun turning the screws on House Ordelia, and any other lords who have yet to make their allegiances clear. On the other hand, the Alliance's more powerful houses have united in their condemnation of Count Gloucester's actions. The Minister may soon face a battle with Houses Regan and Goneril, if not others.
I can't picture a battle the Minister wouldn't win most handily. Still, the Alliance's new leader, Claude, is an unknown quantity. We can't risk underestimating his skill.
Quite right. One can never be too cautious.
So in this game, we actually get to see properly how these plans play out. I feel like we didn't see that a whole lot in Three Houses, or maybe I just wasn't paying attention in Three Houses after getting to that point. Who knows? You can now invite allies with whom you have attained support level C or higher on expeditions. Okay, upon reaching support level C with an ally, you'll be able to spend activity points to invite them on expedition. On expeditions, you can get to know your ally better through conversations and questions. It's the tea time thingamabob. You'll gain support points based on how well you carry the conversation. If all goes well, you'll get a quiet moment to observe your ally before returning to base. Respectfully, of course. It's literally freaking tea time brought back again, essentially. I wonder if Serena's Force is gonna have a page once again that shows like all the correct answers. I do wonder. Alright, let's wait, do I have some more supports available? Oh, I do have some more supports available right now. Okay. Hold on, let me just save real quick. Here's what I do. Crazy to think I already have over 10 hours in this game. Crazy to think, it sure doesn't feel like that. I apologize for the inconvenience, but I suspect our life here at the front will continue for some time. Though I suppose you're used to this sort of thing. It's crazy how nice things here are. Are you kidding? This place is a palace compared to the dumps I usually call a forward base. Sure, there's room for improvement considering we threw it together at the last minute, but it's still pretty nice all things considered. Interesting. The general environment for mercenaries must be even grimmer than I first imagined. I had some additional facilities built in anticipation of the war stretching on. Please, take a little time to check and see if they could be of use. They may better prepare you for the battles to come. Alright, so check out the new facilities is the new side quest then. Gotcha. So, all the yellow doodles on the map were dudes to talk to who I haven't talked to before. Familiar with Magdred Way? It's the highway that runs through the forest west of Garreg Mach. Castle Gaspard, home of Lord Lonato, is located along said highway. In certain seasons, the place is blanketed by a dense and eerie fog, though it should be fine this time of year. Hopefully. One can hope. One can hope. Alright, Traveler's Journal 1. A record consisting largely of the world outside of Fodlan. The author's identity is unknown, but they have clearly experienced these places firsthand. Elmyra, a great kingdom to the east of Fodlan. Its territory borders that of the Leicester Alliance, with a precipitous mountain range known as Fodlan's Throat acting as the dividing line. Its people maintain a strong legacy of horsemanship and relish in the thrill of battle. This vast kingdom is rich in fertile prairies, deserts, and mountain ranges. Albinia, a continent to the northwest of Fodlan. Its frigid climate is home to numerous rare and valuable species of flora and fauna. However, the human population there is extremely small due to the intense cold and the frozen earth, which is unsuitable for growing grains or other food crops. Morphus. Morphus is the name of a metropolis of magic to the southeast of Fodlan, as well as the boundless desert that surrounds it. In the distant past, it was called the City of Illusion. Thanks to an intricate web of trading routes, rumors of its profound and mysterious magic continue to spread. Dagda, a continent to the southwest of Fodlan. Due to its extreme distance from Fodlan, rumors of this relatively unknown world abound. Some claim it's a tropical rainforest, while others insist it's merely a giant frozen plateau. In truth, this vast continent stretches far into the north and south and supports a wide variety of terrain and climates. Okay. Okay, yeah, maybe I'll see what everybody has to say. It is pretty strange how it's not like fully voice acted like Three Houses was. No matter what I do, I just can't force myself to accept the goddess or her teachings. Still, seeing the central and southern churches fighting just doesn't feel real to me yet. Though I did realize just how incompatible they were during our battle at Garrick Mach. They probably view each other the same way I look at the nobility, I guess. I'll agree with her because they'll probably make her like me more. Nope. Hey, I understand. Everyone has something they're not willing to back down on.
Good.
If so, it hits pretty close to home. Now I have all those freaking gifts that I collected. Now I have all those. Yeah, maybe I'll turn all the icons white then. As well, I do like how the run is a toggle. It'll take some getting used to, but I was hoping I might be able to relax a little at Garrick Mach. That was clearly foolish of me. It appears the time of peaceful, lazy days are over. Those days ended long ago. Truth is, most people never got to live those days. Can't even remember the last time I was able to take a load off and just relax. Really? Yes, but weren't you doing all that because you wanted to? I swear, Her Majesty and my father are both always far busier than they need to be. Anything in here? Nope. Nothing new in here, doesn't seem like. I gotta get used to this being a toggle.
Let's chat.
I'll have you know I was summoned here from the Imperial Capital. I am something I must know, so pray lend me your wisdom if you would. Among our enemies, is there anyone who wields dark magic? Oh, I don't actually get the opportunity to answer, because the answer is yes, her name is Lysithea, or Lysithea, or whatever other ways they pronounce it. It's funny, there were some comments I was getting in my Three Houses playthrough of people telling me that I was pronouncing her name wrong, when the characters in the game itself will literally pronounce her name in different ways. So like, pleasure doing business. Oh, Commander, it's you. His Excellency Hubert said we may have enemy rats sneaking in with the merchants. He asked me to look into it since I used to be a merchant myself, you see. What? You used to be a merchant? What do you mean, like 5 seconds ago? So you just said pleasure doing business with you? But those merchant days are long behind you now?
Carry a little of everything here.
Oh, the expand facility. Oh yeah! But I'm gonna need things from like around to do that. Okay. Interesting. I guess in case anyone does actually want to read that, for what like these ultimate thingamabobs are, can feel free to pause at whatever point, I guess. Yeah, so let's get the 5 more intermediate seals, because I'm definitely gonna need them. I'm not gonna load all the way up on gifts anymore.
Hope to see you again soon.
That was a one-time thing, I think.
Welcome
to my shop. Or what's gonna be my shop if I ever open the darn thing? Anyway, hiya, I'm Anna. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. If I find anything good out there, I'll add it to my stock, so keep checking back. Okie doke, will do. I will do exactly that. When it comes to war, it is more or less inevitable that the citizenry will eventually become involved. However, I wonder if Lord Lonato amassed his army thinking he might win without the aid of the Empire. It will be quite the gamble, considering how many will be caught up in the fight. Is Lord Lonato so adored that people would truly follow him into such peril? Oh, you can check support conversations here? Wait. Support conversations. View support conversations. Wait, what? Oh, because I had one queued up. Yeah.
Fiery as ever. What an inspiring sight.
Oh, hey, Ferdinand. You think so? The way I see it, a mercenary who doesn't train every day probably won't stay a merc for long.
I cannot dispute your logic. Though, I must say, you never did strike me as a typical mercenary. And your upward trajectory has proven me right. To go from nothing to a commander rivaling even the finest of nobles as quickly as you have is astounding. You are the most intriguing woman.
I'll protest.
Intriguing? Is that supposed to be a compliment?
Oh, I thought that was going to be like a humble kind of thing where it's like, no, I'm not, is what I honestly thought that was going to be. If I realized that that's what I was going to say there, I wouldn't have said that.
I've just made a habit of giving my all.
Your all, you say?
Something wrong?
To the contrary, I find your attitude inspirational. We are birds of a feather, you and I. Every task I undertake must also be done to utmost perfection. Polishing my armor? It shall have a mirror sheen. Cooking a meal? Let not even a single ingredient go to waste. True nobility means surmounting any challenge before you with no less than every fiber of your being.
That's taking it a little far, don't you think? Maybe you're not wasting food, but what about your time and energy? And I'm not any sort of noble, you know.
I am aghast. Are you suggesting that devoting myself fully to every endeavor is wasteful?
I mean, yeah. If you put your all into every little thing, you'll run out of stamina right when you need it most. You're like the knight in that proverb. The one who spends all day building a fence around his Pegasus, only for it to fly away.
Valuable advice for a Pegasus, perhaps. But I am no beast. I am Ferdinand von Ayer.
Point pressing.
I know that you're different. I do. But everyone needs to take it easy sometimes. If you always keep your bowstring taut, it's just gonna snap when you actually need to fire.
I assure you I am no bowstring either. But I take your point. However, there is no cause for concern. As I have told you on multiple occasions, I am Ferdinand von Ayer. Whether I am resting, enjoying leisurely pursuits, or simply in contemplation, I always apply all my energy to the task at hand. At work or at rest, I will forever give it my all.
Seriously? What's full-on resting even look like?
Well, there's that. Yeah, there's that. My, oh my. Yeah. Apparently there is no, like, S support or anything like that in this game, but apparently later on you get, like, an item that's called, like, a Merc Whistle or something like that you get, like, one of per playthrough, and you can, like, give it to whatever character you choose to get, like, a unique accessory thingamabob based around them. I think it was something like that. I don't know. So if we get that down the line, I'll give it to Ferdinand, is what I do. Alright, so battalions are unlocked now. Okay. I also love how many times he's reminding you that he's Ferdinand von Ayer, you know. Oh yeah, the Doogie Camp can be on here. Ah, welcome. I can recommend battalions to you. I'm certain having experienced troops on your side will be of great help. Ah, okay. Is that what you're checking there, Ms. Wyvern? Or are you saying over in the server in general? You can hire battalions from the Battalion Guild. Battalions can be assigned to units from the set equipment option in the convoy menu. Every battalion is most effective against a certain enemy weapon type. Here, I'll turn on my camera so you can see the full thing. Facing off against that weapon type will trigger a battalion effect, which makes the battalion one tier stronger and decreases damage taken. Battalions have endurance, which lowers when the unit commanding the battalion takes damage. If endurance reaches 0, the battalion effect will disappear. So that's kind of like in 3 houses there. So hire, dismiss, expand facility, and then this is this stuff here. Bam, if you want to, like, really deck it out. So let's see here. So these are just, like, cheap right now. Let's see here. Grants 1 tier frontline infantry that serves the Empire. Grants 1 tier greater advantage against enemies equipped with axes. Okay. So maybe, So if I'm wielding a sword and I'm weak to lances, and if I brought the Empire Warriors, I'd be a little bit better against that. I mean, I probably wouldn't want to go against enemies with lances anyway. Here, I probably just want to be going against you know, axe dudos and fellow sword fighters. So maybe I could play into that with like, I already have an advantage against axe fighters, so this would be my advantage against sword fighters. I don't know. Just damage taken from them. 45%. Is this lance is level 2? Why is that one a level higher already? I'm confused. Sure, I'll get one of these for funsies. I can't, you know, I can't really get any solid battalions right now, so I'm not gonna bother too much right now, I don't think, but I'll just get one for the sake of getting one. So let's see here. If I go ahead and sure, battalion, there we go. Cool. Cool. I'm gonna hit optimize and okay. I was just like, do I have a better sword? I don't really want to go into the convoy and check. My marks normally don't give a second thought for what some haughty-taughty ruler thinks about this thing or the other. But when someone comes along saying they want to change this cesspit of a world, well, I can't help but get my hopes up. I just hope the changed world ain't more of a sewer than this one. Well, here's hoping. So supply master, huh? You have a doggy. We collect any unneeded armaments and resources here. Supplies are the lifeblood of any army. Nothing can go to waste, so anything that I don't want, I can give to you. At the supply depot, you can exchange surplus weapons and resources for other resources, and also have resources collected automatically. Okay. As the story progresses, you'll be able to trade for materials used to expand facilities. Oh. So there's deliver equipment, deliver resources, trade smithing stones, expand facility. If in case anyone wants to read the final thingamabobs there, I guess. Trade smithing stones. You can exchange smithing stones in your inventory for resources and materials used to expand facilities. Okay, so maybe smithing stones aren't used for weapon forging in this, and it's just used for this instead? Or something or other? I don't know. I have 278 smithing stones. I got like 100 from that whole save data bonus thingamabob. Interesting. So I can get some of these thingamabobs that help me expand facilities, but you know, if I want 10 of these, then I need to spend 60 smithing stones. So, yeah, that 50 from each of the save datas. It's not exactly like a massive difference there. Deliver resources, deliver equipment or resources. Turn in extra equipment and resources to receive smithing stones in exchange. Okay, so that's just like the general currency then, I guess. Okay. So you can have like 1,000 weapons total, apparently. And I can trash any ones that I don't need. And turn them into something useful. Okay.
Everything has its use.
Interesting. Excuse
me.
Have you seen my brother? He's been working far too hard of late. I haven't seen him. Nope, sorry, but I'll check up on him if we happen to cross paths.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, I appreciate it. He vanished. He's gonzo. I mean, so I've apparently talked to the armorer before. Yeah. And whatnot, but there's something new right here. Okay, so maybe I can use smithing stones at the blacksmith. I don't know. I know for your weapons and I'll forge them good. Remember, the only thing stand between you and death is a weapon in your hand. At the blacksmith, you can enhance your weapons. You can use resources to forge new weapons or repair a weapon to its original state.
Hey there.
Okay, forge weapon. You can spend gold to forge weapons, increasing their might and durability. So do you not need smithing stones? How many times a weapon can be forged depends on the weapon. Okay, they do need smithing stones. Is what it needs. So if that was to be forged, what would it do? Does it say? Oh, increase might out of 4, increase durability out of 4. Ah. Something that I'm also not going to worry about too much for now at like the beginning of the game. I don't want to invest in like, you know, garbage beginning of the game weapons. You can repair weapons to return them to their original state. When a weapon breaks, its might and durability will drastically decrease. Wait, weapons can break? I thought they just got their durability back after each battle. It's just really ineffective. Repairing it will undo that effect. Repaired weapons more easily acquire powerful attributes to have a higher forge limit. These weapons will also always be fully forged once repaired. You can acquire broken weapons by defeating monsters. Okay, so your own weapons can't break. I don't believe. Let's try this out. This was the reward for clearing the last map. So let's see here. Alright, Iron Sword plus 6. Oh. Oh. Okay. Yeah, I guess because it was the big reward for The last thingamabob. So let's see here. If I check the convoy, and I'm gonna slap that on. How about, yeah, sure. It's not too much of an increase in might, actually, because I guess the Venom Edge is a decent bit better. But, you know, the +6 there is gonna make a decent smidge of difference. Is the case. Okay. Okay, hi.
Got a second?
Have you ever spoken to Count Burgles, the Minister of Military Affairs? He is a great and honorable man in terms of both courage and personality. He currently leads an army station in Alliance territory, and their generals would be wise to stay far away if they value their lives. Okay. Hi, Petra.
I
hear the kingdom is cold, but the season of spring is warmer than now, which I am finding to be a relief.
What do you think?
Which do you more dislike, hot or cold? I don't like the heat. I live in Canada, so like so the cold isn't too bad after spending my whole life here. Oh, but it still gets pretty nasty. Oh, heat for sure. Makes my armor humid and sticky, and I can't keep a grip on my weapon because of all the sweat. It's gross.
Interesting.
I have understanding of your reasons, but I'm still not liking the cold. I'll do all the support conversations like at the end here, I think. That's what I shall do.
Actually,
A storm of political purges has raged over the last 2 years in the kingdom. The king himself judged a number of nobles as having been involved in the tragedy of Dusker. But even if you remove them for legitimate reasons, it's naturally given rise to a number of grudges. This may give us an opening to wrest control of the central church from the kingdom. Invite on expedition, and it takes a point, apparently. But you're one of the ones that I can do it with. I don't know why you specifically there, and not the other dudos that I talked to. Was it because it was just a couple of dudos I had support conversations with? No, because I didn't have a support conversation with Linhart, and I didn't have that prompt or whatever. As between us, it seems Lord Arundel was involved in the tragedy of Dusker. We must take care not to be lumped in with any of their ilk. From the kingdom's perspective, it could be equated to saying it was the Empire's fault. Yeah, and Dimitri in Three Houses seemed to think it was the Empire's fault.
well, hi.
Hey you, do you need something? You don't look hurt. Don't tell me you came here just to talk to little old me. Just because it'll build up free affinity, not yes. Yeah, well, you know. Well, how delightful. Please sit down. You know, even a place as quiet as this could become a battlefield at any time. So it's best for us to enjoy these little conversations while we still can. There, free affinity right there. Neat. Hi.
Hello there.
You were quite impressive in our recent battle. I see now why Her Majesty places her faith in you. While I come from an esteemed noble family, that is no guarantee of future success. Still, I wish to make a difference in this battle and help make my family's life just a little easier. That's why I find myself jealous of you and... no, forgive me. Let us speak of it no more. Wasn't I gonna tell you to go see your sister? Wasn't that a thing I was gonna do? Ah, it's the main man, Yuritsa! The church's main force did not appear in our last battle. How boring. All I desire is a battle to the death with the strongest warriors. I hope the kingdom army proves worthy. I hope so too. That fight bored me. I didn't directly bring you into that last fight. I didn't do that. So yeah, there's the training thingamabob. I don't think anyone has their current class max, so I don't need to worry about this all that much right now.
With proper training, you'll be unstoppable.
I'm sure I will. Was there a... Oh, it's just a expand facility at the bottom. So... I can do all the way to here now. That was something I unlocked during the demo, right? Look at our 2 new mages. Again, because we needed more mages.
Good day to you.
Oh dear. It seems I found myself living in the Empire once more. Though I was once hostile to the idea, it may be the fastest and most assured way for me to finally see my house restored. Still, it's a move awash in calculated self-interest. I wonder if everyone will still accept me afterward. I accept you.
Sure.
Hey, everyone fights for themselves to some degree. I'm just grateful to have someone with your kind of talent watching my back. I fear you do me far too much credit, though I cannot say I dislike it. Thank you. Hi.
Good day to you.
Gosh darn it! Hi.
Good day to
Gosh! How? How? There, jeez.
Listen up.
Wasn't really expecting to end up here with you, but oh well. Beats dying out there, I guess. Still, I guess we're headed to the kingdom next. Adi, the Bert, and Monica all care for me. It makes me hope they all see something in me that maybe I don't. Huh? Chua Master.
Care to make yourself useful?
I just want to have a look-see at, oh my goodness, there's a lot of people that want to organize documents.
We all must do our fair share.
But I think you can only do it with like a few each time, right? And then the, that's a thing. Yeah, the cooking a meal takes up an activity point. And that, yeah, that'll be a whole thing, Bob, for this section. If you, yeah, don't worry, I will. Lord Lonato is a castellan under Count Rowe, but I hear he is a worthy man. Conversely, I hear naught but ill about Count Rowe himself. He is a man who safeguards his own person above all, and one who would happily sell out his very kin for the sake of his own health and happiness. And though he was among the first to declare allegiance to the Empire, I wonder if it is wise to trust him in this matter. I don't know, maybe. Do you hear, Harmonia? My father's a Garrick Mach. I hear it had something to do with him serving as the bishop for Edelgard, maybe? You don't think he's chasing me, right? Please say no. Deny it.
Sure?
I seriously doubt it. He'll probably stay put in Garrick Mach for a while, if I had to guess. Okay, that's a relief. Maybe he'll just never return to Enbar and I won't have to see him ever again. Sorry, Bernadetta, but I have no idea. I guess at least if it's not fully voice acted, they can, you know, say your name there, technically. They could have just used, like, a title like General, like they did with Professor. Hi. Hi. Okay. Let's see here.
Please, listen.
I am Baron Barnabas, and my territory is on the west side of Garrick Mach. This is how I came to serve as a keeper of the monastery. I came here only to offer greetings to Her Majesty, and will be leaving ere long. Wow, sounds pretty chill. There's a couple blue dots over here, so I'll just say hi to them quick.
What is it? Another thing.
First the church and now the kingdom army? We sure aren't messing around when it comes to picking our enemies. Of course, this latest fight might not be so bad. Oh yeah? Sure, I mean, the kingdom's not as big as the Empire, but it's still got a wide range of fighting power. Which means they've got plenty of lords whose armies you could call weak. And that's if you're being nice. Okay. Who's over here? Oh, Arvel. This is who's over here.
What do you think?
I believe you got lost in a forest near here. Do you remember? Sure do. Of course I do. Meyer Village is just over that way. Or was it this way?
How tiresome.
Clueless as ever, I see. Recognizing your shortcomings is the first step towards growth, you know. Wow. Really incredible input there, Arvel. Is it pronounced Arval or Arvel? I don't even know. I don't know, man. Oh, the quest thing, Rob, is the middle thing there, but Hubert's a new thing here.
Damn.
This matter with Lord Lonato is most troubling. To think he would choose to act on his own. I suspect he could not keep his resentment toward the church in check, seeing as they executed his son. By the way, do you recall his adopted son who was a student at the Officers' Academy? I remember Ash. You mean Ash, right?
Right.
Indeed. Perhaps he acts in concert with Lord Lonato. I can invite him on an expedition too. My goodness, that jump scared me a little bit. My goodness gracious, nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition. I appreciate the raid there, Eagle. How did your stream and stream go? Welcome everyone from Eagle Stream. We're in the middle of playing some Fire Emblem 3 Hopes that just released today. We're exploring around, figuring out how to play this here video game, and all that fun stuff. What's AD? Oh, it's an ad, is what it is. It's an ad. Well, the ad will be over in a hot second, I suppose. That's the kind of thing that can be negated with a, that free Prime sub. No, just kidding. I'm here now. Hello, Eagle. How did your streaming go? I appreciate the raid. What were you just streaming? If you don't mind me asking. What was on the stream agenda for today? You can reflect on your previous battles here. Can I replay them? Past as much to teach us. Come here whenever you wish to ponder your previous actions. Auxiliary battles. Oh, speak with the record keeper and you'll be able to freely select and replay any battle you previously completed. Okay. You can also select any side quest that has been completed after completing a chapter. Oh, so you don't have to worry about stuff being permanently missable. I was really worried about that with the way that it was formatting it before. But if you could just go back and do them all whenever, that's really nice. And it means I don't have to stress out about, like, potentially 100%ing everything right then and there. I can just go back and, like, do them at, like, a much higher level later if I really want to. That's really nice. Auxiliary battles, you'll be able to use all of your units, not just those present at that point in the story. Oh! So apparently if you do New Game Plus, your levels and whatnot do carry over. It sounds like the New Game Plus in this game is a lot better than the Three Houses one, which makes sense for a, you know, a warrior style game like this. So I guess maybe in like the main story, you can only use the units that are, you know, present there at that point in the story for whatever route it is. Like you wouldn't be able to use Edelgard and Claude's route. But doing the auxiliary battles, you can use Edelgard if you New Game Plus over into Claude's route, for example, maybe. However, any units that have been lost in battle will be unavailable. Also note that in classic mode, you may lose units even in auxiliary battles. Alright, I'll keep it in mind. Auxiliary battles, persuading a unit to join you or failing to do so will not affect the roster or your allies in the story. Ah, so you do actually have to persuade them successfully in the story, though. Which means that you do need to get enough strategy points to unlock the persuading action. Okay. Okay! I'm down for all S. Oh, so you can see, like, your completion thing here until you get, like, all S with all of them. Okay. Nice. That's really cool. That's really awesome. Man, I'm, the way that this game handles its progression and its backtracking, I'm liking a lot more than Three Houses there. Anyway, your stream went well. Did it collab and played some Monster Prom? You got a date? What do you say Monster Prom? Is that, like, the Jackbox game? Like the Jackbox Party Pack kind of game, or something completely different. But yeah, god dang. Okay, now you're gonna pass out. All right, enjoy passing out there. Here you go. I've never heard of it before. I'm not familiar with it. Sorry to say. Yeah, so it's just a single chapter for like these opening ones. So it can do S rank there, and then I get a Fruit of Life. Okay. Ah, and then they're just in a list like this. Wait, but can I check the map to get like the rewards that I missed? Huh. So I thought it said that I could go around getting like the map rewards if I missed them as well. Looks like we're making solid progress. I should get ready too. Huh. Interesting. I'm just now noticing there was someone that I failed to talk to. Up in the top right there. Huh. Huh. Interesting. Oh! How could I forget you? Greetings, Commander. Nothing to report. Seems like the chief folks of Garrick Mach, that is, the Central Church, have fled to the kingdom. And the Imperial Army is now invading the kingdom? They've sure got some fierce battles ahead. In any event, I pray you return safely. Can't believe the Gatekeeper is back at it again here. Alright, so... yeah, let's go to personal quarters.